In the year 2019, I started a camp called Battle for Something, or what used to be called a BFB camp. A camp hosted by me, obviously. And still going non-stop till this day. The main reason of me creating it was because I was feeling bored and I got inspired of watching other camps. It is considered to be one of the biggest object camps in the community in these days, with about 800 people being fans of it, but in its earlier days, it was just a camp full of mess and mistakes. Especially during the first season, which will be the main topic of this video. Battle for Something 1, the incompleted project. On February 1st, sign-ups for the camp were opened, and people were only able to compete in the camp as a BFB character, instead of competing with their object character, which is due to the camp being originally based on BFB. The first person who joined the camp was a person called Ironic, who signed up as Leafy. Soon after, many other contestants followed, such as Lai and Loser, the latter of which would later become the most well-known BFS1 contestant. There are some people that joined the camp late. Here is a list of these people with the date of when they joined the camp. Here is a list of every contestant that joined the camp. Before I show the rounds, I might need to explain how the camp used to work back then. Each round used to start with a simple challenge, that is usually about 30 minutes, and most of the times it was just a simple challenge, such as answering a small question. As the challenge ends, the results are automatically out, and then the contestants would have to wait for a few hours, till 4LT uploads a small bad quality video about the camp, which happens to have the voting inside it. The voting was pretty much a public viewer voting. After a few hours, Fortal would make the elimination at Discord, and we go in circles. The teams in the camp were the exact same as BFB's teams, except that Team Icecube got removed, while Gelatin went to Death Pact and Dount went to a better name than that. The first challenge started in the 14th of February, which was to simply answer a few questions, and the winners of this challenge were Gelatin, Pin, Saw, Snowball and Marker. Gelatin got a win token for answering the first question, and just to mention, no one used any of their tokens during the camp. Teams Beep and a better name than that ended up being up for elimination. And Golf Ball went out later in the elimination. The next challenge was 2 days after the first one. Fortal would say a BFDI character's name, and the contestants would have to send a picture of them. Very simple. Woody, Gelatin, Saw, Pencil and Loser did the challenge for their teams. And teams Free Food and a better name than that were up for elimination. And Tennis Ball got out. Challenge 3 was a yes-no question. Gelatin, Eraser, TV, Gatey, Loser, and Pen were the ones who did the challenge for their teams. Beep and Iance were up for a double elimination. Both of the teams ended up losing one member, which were Pencil and Rocky. After that, we reached the final 25, and decided to create new teams. Black Hole, Snowball and Marker were going to be the team leaders, and the ones who are going to choose the teams. The teams were Team Freeze, Team Strike Lights, and Team Non-Color. Lai got auto-eliminated for not being chosen. Challenge 5 was to answer math questions. Loser, Cloudy and Gelatin done the challenge once. Black Hole done it twice, and Snowball has done it 3 times. The reason why some contestants answered more than one time this challenge, is because this time, teams needed to answer more than once to be safe. Team Strike Lights were up for elimination. Loser and Cloudy got immune for answering in the challenge, and Saw got eliminated with 3 votes. Challenge 6 was to answer BFDI-related questions. Marker answered once, Gelatin and Cloudy did twice, and Snowball answered 3 times for the second time in a row. Team Non-Color went up for elimination. In this elimination, Pen was up for elimination instead of Pin, which was a mistake that I made. Either way, Bubble got out, so that wasn't a problem. Challenge 7. Fortle will say a contestant's name from BFDI, and the contestants have to say which placement they got in BFDI. Snowball and Gelatin did it once, Eraser twice, and Marker did it 3 times. Team Non-Color were up for elimination. Dora got eliminated, then Woody quitted the camp. In the 12th of March, the first and last rejoin, there wasn't a challenge like how it works today. It was vote to rejoin. Lai rejoined with 4 votes, and joined Team Non-Color since Gelatin answered a question that was to win the rejoiner. After the rejoin, the camp stopped for a while due to Fortle having exams. Fortle tried to promote Lollipop to a co-host to take his place, but she did nothing. After nearly a month, Challenge 8 happened, which was to cut words, just like this. Bottle and Woody did it once, Gelatin twice, Marker 3 times. Team Freeze went up for elimination, but the elimination got cancelled. The reason was that I felt like most of the contestants either don't care about the camp or don't want to stay at all. So I decided to kick them if they don't do the 9th challenge. The 9th challenge was simple. All you had to do is to react to a message I sent. 10 people done it, which were Gelatin, Lollipop, Marker, TV, Donut, Lai, Loser, Book, Puffball, Black Hole. Which meant that they are the final 10, and everyone else was out. With all of that happening, there isn't a single known alliance that happened. After the final 10 being chosen, not a single round have happened after. Marker was promoted to be a co-host in June 12th. Marker wanted to host a challenge, but sadly, nobody camped. Since the camp simply stopped, a few people like Donut, TV, Black Hole, Lollipop, and Lai left the server. But that won't change anything, because the host, Fortle, was simply not there at all, so it didn't affect. I was back in late 2019, and I had no intentions to continue the camp at all. Till the year 2020, I got back into hosting for the same reason why he created the camp in 2019. And he had an idea of making a finale of the camp itself, by calling out every single contestant who used to be in the camp, even if they were eliminated back then, and then making a debut to let a random person have a chance to be in the finale. Some of the people who wanted to debut were Snowball Jr., OWO Ball, Fiery the Dabber, and others. The debut was a voting in Fortley's channel community post, which OWO Ball ended up winning. A few people came back to the camp, but only 5 of them accepted being in the finale, which were Puffball, Leafy, Gelatin, Pin and Lai. Add to them OWO Ball the rejoiner, and that's 6. The first stage of the finale happened in the 20th of January 2020, which was to vote someone out. Only the final 6 were allowed to vote. The voting at first ended up being a tie between Lai, Puffball and OWO Ball. Then after more time given, OWO Ball got out with 2 votes, which means the other 5 moves to the second stage of the finale, which was also the final stage. The final stage was a voting poll inside the community post, again, and the winner of Battle for Something Season 1 ended up being Gelatin. He got more than 50% of the votes, which was huge, and deserved, since he have done the biggest number of challenges during the first days of the camp. So that was the end, right? No, not really. The finale was cancelled, due to Fortle thinking that it's unfair to have people like Leafy and Puffball, who didn't even want to be in the camp, getting really high places. So he decided to recreate the finale without them, and add Loser instead. But this time the finale had a different method. The finale was divided to 3 parts. the first part being a private voting inside Discord, second being a challenge, and third was the history of the camp. You would get points from each one, and the person with the most votes wins. Here is how it went. Gelatin was able to win again, proving that he is the best BFS1 contestant, and he was praised for that for over a year during other seasons of the camp, but that didn't last long. In the date July 21, 2021, the second finale got cancelled, but this time there was no replacement for it. Fortal saw that Gelatin winning BFS1 was so much more easier than winning any other season, which felt very unfair for the other winners to be compared to Gelatin, who won the season by barely doing anything, and the season was barely completed, which is why the season became officially cancelled, with no winner, no alumni, and no merge. There are a few ways to describe the elimination order, but I will start with the official one. These people, which got out normally, gets these placements. While the people who didn't do Challenge 9, got 22nd. And finally, the top 10 and OWO ball getting 11th. And that is. Now we check other elimination orders, with the first being, the old official elimination order. This elimination order was completed, and was official till 2021. Here is it with some speed. The official video can be found in the Battle for Something channel. Another elimination order I wanted to show pretty much the same as the old one, but instead we kicked the people that quitted during the rest of 2019 period, with OWO ball being 6th, and the rest being top 5. There isn't much to talk about here. The season did have a few animated episodes about it, to be exact, 7 episodes. They were so bad, but you can watch them till this day, they are in the description. There wasn't an acute story in the first season, but announcer did come to the world and took over the camp randomly, while Fortal disappeared. The main reason I did that is that I didn't want to voice act Fortal. Probot was a contestant at some point, which would be a character later in the Battle for Something world. There are a lot of unsolved stuff in Battle for Something 1, and the cool thing about them is that they aren't fully impossible to solve. There is still a chance for any of them to be solved. Here are some of them. Gaty is a contestant that joined late in the game. They did the challenge once, and disappeared. When stage 2 happened, Gaty was not chosen, or eliminated like Lai. Despite not being out before the team choosing happening. This thing didn't get noticed until 2020. Which was too late to understand what exactly happened to them. Tennis Ball was the only contestant to not be found during the research. Every single other contestant was found, either deleted or still in Discord, but Tennis Ball was not found. There is a person called PK, That is possibly tennis ball, but that isn't confirmed. Book and golf ball are the same person. This was a hidden secret for over 3 years now, and it is a confirmed thing, since when golf ball lost, I decided to give them another chance, by changing Probot to golf ball, and letting that person choose another contestant. They ended up choosing Book. Until this day, Book didn't leave the server at all, but the last time they spoken was in May 2019. A lot of contestants did quit really early before even competing, just like Fiery Jr., Taco, Teardrop and others. There is also a possibility that the old sign-ups chat was deleted, and replaced with what is called now, general chat. And there are a lot of other deleted stuff and channels. The cast was supposed to be 64, but ended up being about 30, since we got bored of waiting for other people. The camp used to be called 4 Object Camp at the start of 2020. Despite the fact that most of the BFS1 contestants are gone, and never came back, some of them actually came back to other seasons. Gelatin, the unofficial winner of BFS1, came back to Season 2, but he did quit instantly and never played again. OWO Ball also came back to the same season, and got out in pre-merge. Lai came back to Seasons 2 and 3, made merge in Season 2, but did bad in Season 3. Pin was in Season 2 and 5, didn't do much in Season 2, but did try in Seasons 5. Puffball in Season 3, did decent, him and Loser were in the same side. Donut came back in Season 4, made merge and did decent, and is expected to be back to other seasons. Marker joined Season 6, but got kicked for being inactive. And finally Loser, joined every single season as of now,